Hi. Hello, hello. It's Wednesday afternoon. Thought I would come on and do a little quick video and see what you guys are doing today. And I'm going to wait just a few minutes for some people to come into the chat room. And I will tell you that this is a live stream. And if you've tuned into this and you're bored, you can speed forward through the chat because I'll be talking to some live people and we'll have a conversation between the chat and myself. So I just thought I would get a few things out today. And I found this book, one of my journal books. So we'll just wait a few minutes and see who pops in the room. See what everybody's doing. And but I've got a journal, and I was trying to find a date. I think I did this back in 2017. I found, here's February 2017, and they might not be all the way in order. And but I see a date, so that's probably when I did most of the things in this journal. And I'll show you some of the pictures in it. I found a video on YouTube, and I subscribe to several channels, and I believe I got this from a channel called My Father's Market. And the lady that does the videos, she's I think she might be an ordained minister of some sort, and she does a lot of artwork. And she does a lot of angels, and I got this angel idea off of her. And she's kind of like a heart, and then her head's a heart, her hair is a heart, and her wings is like a heart. And I started doodling with her and playing with her, and I kind of like the way I did it. So I've done it several times, and here's another example of the same girl. And I did her on some music paper, and it looks like something got stuck on there from probably this page, because it looks like it ripped off. But yeah, it did. There was something over here, and this page was sticky, and it kind of ripped it off of this side. So I don't know what I had started over there or stuck over there. See if I can't get it off. And let's see here. I don't know if I got anything. I was looking for my X-Acto knife, and if it's here, I don't see it. But that doesn't mean it's not there, because I just might be overlooking it. But anyway, hi guys, hi girls. Cheryl's here, River City's here. Come in. Got some people coming in my room. I doing a quick video, and apparently this was just a piece of paper. It looks like it might have been a dog at one time, so we won't worry about that. But I don't know why I got stuck to that. I was showing off another book that I had, a collage book. I saw that. I don't know what time she came on. I figured she might be ready to get off and go to lunch. She usually gets off about this time. Teresa. You're right. You're right. If it's not cleaned up, it wouldn't be. You're in the wrong place, right? That's cute. Uh, Joe come in the room and he wants to borrow my black magic marker. Say hi, Joe.
Hi, ladies.
There's just three of us, four of us together. That's what I was doing. Joe's getting ready to go out of town, so it took him an hour, almost an hour, 45 minutes to print his boarding pass out and his rental car. So I had to help him get that done. That's really the only two things he needs. And I couldn't trust him to do the boarding pass on his phone because he'd put it on the phone and then he wouldn't be able to find it when he got there. So the girls are saying hi, Joe. But we got his boarding pass, and I'm gonna take him to the airport after a while, and he's gonna go see his mama. Uh, the girls say that Teresa says she's got plenty of black magic markers. Okay, Teresa, where do you live? Alabama. Okay, okay, okie dokie. Well, I'm down here in Florida, right below you. We got some wind down here today. It's rattling. There's a, a a flower cart right outside my window that Joe uses in the yard, and it's on wheels, and it's kind of the wind's blowing it, and it's kind of hitting the side of the house. And Abby just shot out of here like a rocket. It sure is windy. Something's blowing in. It's beautiful here in Bama today. Well, I'm glad it's beautiful here too. The sun's trying to peep out now. It was kind of rainy this morning, but we need the rain. So I am right below Daytona Beach. Okay, I'm right below St. Augustine. I'm about an hour from St. Augustine. I'm in New Smyrna Beach area. It only takes me 15 minutes to go over to the beach, and that's in heavy traffic. So anyway, I wanted to show you this book. It's a journal that I've had since probably 2017, and I decorated the front of it with a painting that I did. And it's just acrylic paint. And I practiced this particular picture over and over and over a lot. Yep. Um, I didn't go to the beach last week because we had company. But the week before that, I went like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It was beautiful. The water was chilly, but the walking was awesome. And somebody over in Central Florida was on spring break. So there were some kids. Oh, it was also bike week. Yeah, we get a lot of bikers down here. I'm still drinking coffee today. What are you all drinking? Sorry, Cheryl, you're. Oh, the phone must have just rang. Right in the middle, you're getting in something really good, and your phone rings. Hi, Kendra. I sent you a note this on last. Well, it was early this morning, probably about 6 o'clock on Facebook. Diet Pepsi, coffee. Okay, good, good. I sent you a love note, Kendra. Uh, it regarding I forgot your little doggy's name. It was Lily, Callie, Kelly. Tell me your little doggy. Tell me what your doggy's name was. Iced Tea. Good, Teresa. Is it Sweet Tay from Bama? Sweet Tay. I love Sweet Tea. I'm waiting on Kendra. Oh, Tess. Okay, I knew it was 4 letters. I couldn't remember Tessie. Tess. And she was such a cute little doggy. Was she like a little terrier? She had a lot of wiry hair. Come here, Abby. Come here. Come here. Good girl. Good girl. I got to show you my fur baby, Kendra. Okay. Well, listen, I know, well, I don't know what you're going through right now, Kendra, because I still have my fur baby. But you know what? I've already decided now, Abby, when your time comes, I'm going straight to the pound. You hear me? I'm going to go straight to the pound and get me another little Abbers. Huh? I am. I'm going straight to the pound. I keep telling Abby that because I got her from the pound. I rescued her, and she was a little baby. She was only 4 weeks old when I got her. They found her on the side of the road, and somebody turned her into the pound, and I got her. And she was skin and bones, and she had a sister, and the sister was fat and healthy, and she was real skinny and bony. Her ribs were showing and everything. And she's a follower. She's behind me all the time. She is never in front of me. Okay, Kendra, you got somebody else to hold. Good. Yes. Well, great, Kendra. I'm glad. Anyway, she's getting squirmy. But Abby's 10 years old, and she's a therapy dog, Kendra. I took her to doggy school, and so she's certified through the Delta American Delta Dog Society, and she's also certified with the American Kennel Club. I have a gold certificate from them saying that she is a certified therapy dog, and she's supposedly allowed to go into nursing homes and hospitals, and she's well behaved. Oh, 1 month old, yes. 13 and a half. Okay. Well, I think that's a full life. And Abby's breed, they said 12 to 13 years for her. So I'm hoping I'll get to keep her for 15, but we'll see. Cause I love her. I mean, Abby's my sidekick. She's sitting right behind me right now. I can always guarantee she's there. So, but anyway, Kendra, I send my deepest sympathies because she lost her sweet little Tess this month. So, and we have a nice big backyard. We have like an acre of a yard. So, I plan on having a little dog cemetery back there. Oh, okay, Brittany. I'm sorry, Pepper. Oh, you rescued a pupper. Okay, a pupper. Well, sometimes, we don't know what we get. Abby, Abby, Abby. Thank you, Genova. Hi, good afternoon now. Hi, everybody that's coming in. I got a new catalog in the mail yesterday. 7 years. Good. Yes. Oh, you did. You had her cremated, so you've got her. You got her with me. Oh, great! I just met somebody this earlier this month that had just lost her baby puppy dog, And she had her cremated and had a little name plaque put on the urn, and it's sitting in her living room with the picture beside her. So yeah, and I guess that's kind of getting more popular now. Yes, it is. It was all free. It was Victorian Trading Company. This is one of my favorite catalogs. And I highly recommend you going online and requesting a copy, a mailing copy of the catalog. I highly recommend this because look, how cute is that on an ACT card? Look at that. That would be so cute. And even these guys on your inchies or twinchies or artist trading coins, ACT cards, it just in an art journal page. Good River City. I love it. So I I if I didn't have any knickknacks around, it's a great catalog to order knickknacks out of. But I've got so many of these things. I don't need any more knickknacks. But there's a lot of Victorian things in here. And see, I would cut this picture out and use it on something. And this garden angel, it's stone, or well, it could be stone, or it looks to be stone, but it's probably plastic. But that garden angel would look good on some kind of an art project. So there's lots and lots of um, cute things. Even the jewelry, like this here, these little round things or pendants, I would just cut them out as the circles and use them on as decorations on things. And when we did those little meander books and those little crafty books, I don't remember what I did with my little crafty book. It's got to be here somewhere. But we did. Tanya just did a finishing on the toilet paper towel roll books, and see, there's a lot of little pictures on it. And this one here, I bought or I didn't buy it. I got a free movie catalog, and look at the old movies. I cut the pictures out of the movie catalog. Yeah, it doesn't come every month, Kendra. This book only comes once a year or seasonal, and I had to request another one. The last one I have, I still have the remnants of it, but I pretty much cut it up. And this is a new one, and I think I just ordered it. Uh, so go to victoriantradingcompany.com, and you can get on the website and order you a new one if you need to. But this is just an example of how I would use these pictures. This was my toilet paper towel roll book that we made at Tanya's. Tanya started it, and there was 2 or 3 girls doing it. And I think Lisa, my Eclectic Life, is doing it, and Jerry Bellini at Arts for Parts, or Parts for Arts. It might be backwards. And this was my little book that I made, and I think I'm done with it because I've got my tassels in, my tags are all in. I did a Coptic stitch on the bottom, and some of the girls that was in my chat room was asking about how to do a Coptic stitch. And so I had these leftover paper towel rolls and toilet paper rolls. These are leftovers, and they're all this size. And I thought, well, one day I would do this in front of you all and show you how I do the Coptic stitch and make a book, a little bookie, fun book. Okay, great. Well, River, if you're in my Facebook, um, my Facebook craft room page, you can post it in there. I'd love to see pictures of anything you all made. And you can go to my Facebook page. It's under my name, but I've got two Facebook pages. One's my name, my personal account, and then I also have a group called Beth's Crafty Mixed Media Room, and you can request to join, and then I'll approve you, and then you can. I've got 50 members in my crafty room. Can you imagine 50 members? I've just started it last month. Okay, I've got it on my to-do list, and I've got these right here to remind me to do that. And we're going to do it one day. So I will do a video, and hopefully you'll be in the room. I kind of do impromptu videos. I'm not scheduled, and so far it's working okay for me. I don't know about everybody else, but the videos are recorded, so you can always go back. Okay, great. Well, you be sure and post what you have, and keep us posted on it. I'd love to see it. And I need to post mine in there. But I did a belly band, and I clipped out a lot of punch flowers. This was a piece of pattern paper, and I cut a heart out for some other project, and this was the outer part of it. And instead of throwing it away, I put it on there, and you can see through it. Experience wonder, and I love it. I just love it for my front cover. Hi, Holly. Welcome. So anyway, it flips open, and every page has something on it. And this was from my movie catalog. There's a butterfly that I think I stamped it on there because it's real dark. I don't remember. It might have been a picture. I had some pictures, and they didn't glue down very light. They glue down dark. But there's a butterfly in there, and then it says, you can't see it, but it says lots of hugs. And I've got these little stamps right here that says things. And I've used these throughout the book. Did it unblur? It says laugh out loud, lots of hugs, take good care, you are special, wishing you well, and sending smiles. And I bought these. They're called Hero Arts. So I got them at Michael's a long time ago. Hero Arts. And they were probably in, a discount area, no doubt. So anyway, here's a couple more pages. So I've done a variety of stamping, punching, fussy cuts, and scrapbook paper. And this came out of off of the back of a calendar. And beautiful words. And this came off of a calendar. There's a butterfly. I think it came out of the newspaper. And there's one of the tags, and they all have this little trust words, love, faith words, and a little Bible verse on the bottom. But I got some vintage pictures that I got out of a magazine. This was a craft scrapping book magazine that my mom gave me, and I cut a bunch of pictures out of it. And this came out of a local newspaper flyer for the beach down here. I get a lot of brochures and things for the local vacation stuff, visitors. So there's a variety of little things. I love doing these. How did I do? Oh, you love how I did my toilet paper book. Okay. Thank you, Kendra. And this came out of a magazine, and it was Derby Day last year, and it had a bunch of girls with big hats on for the Derby, because that's what they do at the Kentucky Derby. They wear a lot of fancy hats. And I just loved it. I thought it was cute. So I put her on there. And then the border, the frame around here was from a napkin. I had a little piece of napkin left and it had this border on it, and I just cut it off and glued it down. It was blue. Blue was my book. I put everything blue in my book. And this came off of some Happy Mail. I think it was Aunt Beck. Aunt Beck does some pretty envelopes. She posted one on my Facebook page this week. And I just I don't remember what I did. I cut a circle out for some reason, for something, and I had an extra one. Do you live in Kentucky now, Kendra? Whereabouts? I'm from Huntington, West Virginia, and I lived in Ashland, Kentucky for 18 years, which is next door to the border. But I'm originally from Huntington, West Virginia. And my husband is from Louisville. And he's getting ready to get on a plane today to go to Louisville to visit his mom. So that's the rest of my book. That's the last page. And I just glued on little things. This came out of a wallpaper book. And then I had some more of these spiritual, came out of a little booklet. Letcher, I don't know where Letcher country is. Letcher or Fletcher? Letcher. Do you know where Letcher country is, Joe? Hi, Kim. Hi, sweetie. Welcome. Hello to anybody else I haven't said hi to. Hi to everybody. So anyway, this was my little paper towel book. And then I did a Coptic stitch, and I've already been requested to make another little one. I got some leftover paper towel rolls, and I cut them to this size, and I'm going to make another booklet and show you how to do this braided stitch on the bottom. And the good thing about this stitch is every page opens flat. So you don't have to fight it when you open it. Hi, Becky. So that's why this stitch is really good for this type of medium, for this material, because it opens flat. And as soon as I remember where I put my other little booklet that we made in Tanya's class, remember those little booklets we made out of cards? It's right here. I put it up somewhere where I wouldn't forget. Whitesburg, Kentucky. Okay. What's it close to? I don't know where Whitesburg. Joe probably does. I'm from the eastern part. Okay. But anyway, this was my little paper towel book. So, and it's got a leather shoestring strap around the band. I glued it on this side, but I left this side open so that I can tuck this side in there, and it sort of stays. And then the button is just for looks. And of course, I got tassels on the ends of the pull tabs. And then the rest of the jute, when I did the bottom with the Coptic stitch, I had some tabs or some strands, and I added some beading. I had to have a little bit of bling bling, and I just added some beans and stranded them on there, so it just sort of lays down beside it. And this is my Facebook page. If you all want to go join my Facebook, if you haven't, and post your pictures in there if you want to, you're welcome to do that. I want to look for my my other little bookie. I don't know what I put it somewhere so I wouldn't forget. Ha ha. Hardy har har. And it is not anywhere close. I'll have to hunt for it after a while then. But anyway, this morning or this afternoon, I was just going to do a quick video because I got to take Joe to the airport. So I'll put this away. And I have a journal I was going to show you. Yes, it is my paper towel tube toilet paper book. Yes. And for those of you that just came in, hello, Sherry. I'm going to make another one out of the leftover parts from my paper towels. And thanks, Kendra. And so I'm going to teach you all how I did the Coptic stitch and how I sort of put the book together. If anybody wants to do another one, I know some of the girls I talked to said they needed more instruction. They felt like they needed, they wanted to watch me do it slower. And I would be glad to work on that for anybody who wants to do it. I'm not going to do it today, but I'll do it, and then you'll have a video on it. So my computer, sometimes it changes the screen over there, and I can't see what I'm doing. I've got my iPad here, and okay, Sherry, you still need to work on yours. Okay. Well, I'm not going to have time today, so I'm going to do a quick flip through this journaling book today because I got to leave here in about 45 minutes to get Joe to the airport. He's going back up to Louisville to visit his mommy, and she'll be so glad to see him. So anyway, this was a painting that I did. I don't have a date on it, but I think I did it in 2017. And this is a popular scenery that I do over and over and over. I've got it in my room. I've got it on top of my bookshelf, my cabinets up here. I've got a book that I paint in and practice in somewhere around here, right here. And I like to paint palm trees and things. And if any of you want to practice anything, get you an old library book and practice your paintings in the book. And pick your favorite scenery and do it over and over. And I do it over and over in this book. And then I probably had 20 or 30 of them in here. And then whenever I send mail out, sometimes I tear them out and give them away as gifts. So I need to get in here and paint some more. I got some pages ready to paint. But yeah, that's my painting practicing book. So I do this a lot. Anyway, I'm going to show you the book. There's a couple of coloring pages in here that I have not done yet, but I can go back at any time to do it. Here's a mermaid page. And I did this on a video with another streamer. Her name was Kelly Donovan. And I did this August the 3rd, 2016. So this book goes back to the 16. And there's a mermaid that I did. There's a couple more coloring pages I haven't done yet. And this is something this is why I got this book out. These are doodle examples. And I did these back in 2016 when I first started this book. And I wasn't good about putting the dates on things yet, but I know that that's what this book was for. And I doodled. And Mary was talking about how to doodle things. And if you are interested in doodling, all you have to do is get you a sketchbook or a mixed media book. And I drew these squares, and they're 2 inches by 2 inch squares. So I did lines with pencils, and I made the squares, and it took me all day just to do the squares. And then I started doodling patterns, and I got these doodles off of the internet. You can Google doodles. I like saying that. And you can get the patterns, and they're all different patterns of doodles. And these are very similar because of the triangle and this triangle, and then I divided in half. So they're easy. I'm sure there's a name, symmetrical drawings, archaeology, just typical basic draw an X in a box. Okay, Teresa. So you can do this, and then when you have to do something in the background on your art pages, you can refer back to these and say this will be okay to use on the background of something. It'll remind you that you can do this. And there's more than one page. And then this one here and this one here are really the same, except this one's bigger and these are smaller. So whenever you see a cobblestone path, you know how to doodle the path now. Does that make sense? And then these are the circles. These are circles, but they're these are just dots. And then these are circles without the background in black. But this would be like bubbles, But doesn't this look like cobblestone? If you had a winding path. So you can doodle in your artwork. And here are some more. And after I got started doodling some of the ones that I saw on the internet, I started making up my own. And I think I made this one up. But it looks like stained glass. And I started out with this one line, and then I did a zigzag on it, and that's the only part that's like that, and the rest is cattywampus. I don't know how else to describe it, but it looks like a stained glass, so I liked it. But you can see how you can make things look different. See, these are humps. They're just like flower petals, and they just little rainbow of a curve. Well, look at this one, and then you put a straight line in the middle, and it looks like a leaf pattern. And you could take all of these and talk about each one, and have a lesson for each box. And they're doodles. They're practicing doodles, and I have more. And I don't think there's a couple of them, like this one here it looks like scales, on a fish, and this one does too. And then I did this one, and it looks like leaves. and I got a straight mark, and then I did the same one like this one is like this one, but I did another little rainbow inside. I'm not sure what it looks like. But I don't know. I took like a month or so to do them all. Took my time, and I enjoyed them. And see, there's more. I've got more. Lots and lots of doodles. And then these here, I practiced. You see, these are kind of the same, and they remind me of those Zentangles. And that's all Zentangles are. They're just doodles. And mandalas. The mandalas are usually done in a circle. And you just start. You got stars. You got triangles. I'm sure I've got one with boxes. And look at this. This is just a grid going one direction and a grid going the other, making an X. And then I put a dot in every joint. And I think that looks like, the netting stockings that we used to wear. Well, Kendra, maybe this will help you perk up your mandalas back. Maybe you can get back into doing your mandalas if you do a practice pages of this, and there's more. I mean, I'm still doodling. Then I got into these flowers, and it's nothing but doodling. And I hope Mary Altier gets to see this video, because she can see, maybe this will spike her to do something similar. She does a doodle art game on Friday nights, and she doodles, and she usually does ATC cards, and she practices her doodling. But she's an artist. She can really draw. She can do people, faces, and things. Exactly. That's right, Cheryl. A smiley face is a doodle too. Yes. So here I was doing some more, and I didn't finish it. So this is where I ended up, and then I started doing these flowers. And look here, this reminds me of the jacks we used to play when we were kids, and the ball and jacks. And this one reminds me of mountaintops. And so you can see how this can inspire you. And this looks like maybe raindrops or water. And this could be a mandala. And these are paisley, kind of paisley, and it's a big water drop like this, but it's on a bigger scale. And then you doodle inside of it, and you draw a raindrop, and then you draw a little raindrop, and then you doodle some little things inside of it, and decorate it. So it was a lot of fun, but I'm going to show them to you again before I move on into my book. Here's the first page. So look, Kendra, this kind of looks like your little Tess. He came out of a magazine. And look at this one. This one is nothing but little squares. I did the 4 squares, like north, east, south, and west. And then I turned it and did it on the triangle, and one in the middle. And it made a doodle design. Here's one with nothing but squares, and then circles. I colored them in, and then here's some more circles, and I striped them. And then these circles are opposite of the white and the black and the black and the white. The circles are black, the circles are white with a black background. So it really kind of makes it's like day and night, but it makes a difference. And that would look cute on an ATC card if you didn't have anything in the background and it needed something, needed a little extra something, you could doodle it. I think River was having tummy ideas. Oh, she's going to go lay down. Okay, River. Thank you for coming in. So anyway, I'm going to flip through these doodles one more time so you can see them. And if you ever want to do doodles, we can do them together if you want to. I'll do doodlings with you if I have this by my side. Okay, here's the rest of my journal book. This is just a kitty cat. I haven't finished. And this is a blue page. And I got some fabric pieces from an upholstery shop. You can order free samples online too from furniture companies that does upholstery fabric. They'll send you fabric swatches, and you can order samples from invitation companies too, and order a sample of invitations. So there's lots of things you can get for free on the internet. So this was just kind of an under the sea page. It was layers of blue, lots of blue, and I did these fabric swatches down for texture, and they're real rough. And then I did some green metallic paint and did it like seagrass. And there's lots of splatters. There's green polka dots, which means I probably used an eraser in to make dots, and white splatters, and that's all I see. Okay, well, Cheryl, I can put that on my to-do list of things to do sometime when we don't have anything to do. Okay, Janet, you're spring cleaning. Well, good. Time to take a break. I'm just going to be on for just another probably half hour, and then we got to go. I got to take Joe to the airport. So here's a picture of a whole bunch of somebody walking the dogs. And this is just a page of blue, green, and yellow, I think. Blue and yellow, and it made this green collar. I haven't done anything on it yet. I started this book back in 2016. And there's another little doggy. And here I made a feather. And I did this in November of 2016. And I've got some paint on this, and I used the heat gun to dry it, and it bubbled the paint up. Gave it some texture. And then here's a couple of pre-painted pages that I haven't done anything on. I need to get this book out and do something in it. And this was just a Bible verse that I had. And then this girl here was my pattern. This is not the real girl. And I have the real, it's a mermaid. And I'm going to go get her so I can show you. But she's got all these little brads. These are little brads. And she moves. She's interactive. So hang on a minute. I'll get her. I made her up, and it's a mermaid. And this was my pattern for the real mermaid. And it is so crazy that I know where she is. She's in this book. I hope she's in this book. I think she's in this book. There she is in all her glory. I've got to do one of these for Lisa's book. This is my little mermaid, and she is glued. I think. Oh no, she's not. She's not glued down. I'm going to show her to you, but the background page is just some scrapbook paper, and I glued some sequins on it to make it look under the sea. And I had some blue rickrack, and I had these little stars, beads. These are little beads, and I glued them down for like starfish. And then there's sequins. They're clear, and I put them on the bubbles to make them look bubbly. And there's some rickrack on the bottom down here for the bottom of the floor of the sea. And then I glued a button on right here. So I've got her hanging on the button. And she's like a little paper doll, and she comes off of the button. And now I'm going to show her to you. And here she is. This was my pattern for her, and I saved it and put it in this book. So I made her back in 2016. So I used little brads. I'll show you the back side. See these little brads? And they move. Her arms move and bend. And she's got hair, and her hair her hair's in ponytails. And as she swims, her hair floats around a little bit, and I've got little brads there for her ponies. And it's different lengths of hairs with some little flowers for her ponytails. And I made her a little pearl necklace out of some beads. Her head moves, and her hair can go, behind her or in front of her. And her arms, her elbows move, and her wrists move, and her shoulders move. So she can swim. And then I used scrapbook paper for her bodice, for her upper top. And I used like decorative scissors for her swimming top. And then I have more decorative scrapbook paper for her scales. And I was just creative with these little fins that might come out from her tail. And her tail is also interactive and moves in and out as well as she swims. And I just put several layers on it. I just thought it looked good to do it that way. And I made her a belt. And I tied her belt on with some embroidery thread around her waist, and I glued it on the back. I glued it on the back like that. And then the front, I tied it on the side so that she had a little dangly belt. And I made her a little tassel to go on the bottom of her belt. Isn't she cute? I got to make one for Lisa now. Hi, Susan. Okay. Well, you're not the only one. Janet's been cleaning too, Susan. You two have got the spring fever. And I'm just going to be on for just a few more minutes, 20 more minutes, and I'm going to jump off. Okay. So I found this. So I made this mermaid back in November of 2016. And I'm going to leave her out, because I'm going to make another one for Lisa's mermaid book. I had more mermaids than I know to do with. I didn't realize I had that many mermaids. But here's her pattern, and I've only got it taped in with washi tape so that I could take her out. So I guess I should take the pattern out so I can make a new pattern. And see how washi tape comes off? The good washi tape is supposed to come off of your paper and not leave any kind of a sticky residue. So I'm going to go ahead and take this washi tape, and I can put it on the back of her. And I got this idea off the internet. I didn't make it up. I saw her on the internet somewhere, and hi, Denina. Hi, sweetie. How are you doing today? So I saw her, somebody else made her with brads and everything. So I just hand drew it. I drew it by hand. And I'm going to make another one. I'm going to make another one with the pattern. See, I can take the brads out, and I have the pieces because they're all separate pieces. And I can make another one. So I got the idea off the internet somewhere, but nowadays, whenever I do somebody's art and they inspire me, I usually put a note at the bottom, inspired by, and then I put my, I sign it and date it with my name because I made it. But if I was inspired by someone, I usually put it on the item. And this was back in 2016, before I was just green about doing things. So, but you can see the little sequins. They're the clear ones, the clear sequins, and they're iridescent. So, and then that's a little brad right there. But I got these little brads, probably like at Michael's or Hobby Lobby somewhere. But I'm going to leave her out because I want to make another one for Lisa's mermaid book. Anyway, I was just flipping through this book. This is an old art journal book that I had on my shelf, and I know you hadn't seen it yet. And I wanted to get the doodle pages out for you. That was the main reason. So finding the mermaid was a bonus. Hi, country girls. So I do have some religious inspirations in here for me. So if they're not your thing, that's okay. Just ignore them. I'm not going to read them, but I do have some biblical things in here that I like to do. This was a butterfly, and I think I did this butterfly for a contest, and there was only 2 people in the contest, so I won first and second prize. But anyway, it's done with silver on the background. I'll turn it so you can see it. Silver on the background, and then I drew this butterfly, and I did spackling with a stencil on underneath the butterfly for texture. I did stamping I had a stencil that I did the lettering with, and then I just painted the rest of it with free-handed paints and probably a magic marker to do the outline. It was just a butterfly that I did. And there's another art page that I did, and it does have a little biblical verse on it. But I did the background first. I did some scrap paper and glued it down. I did some stenciling, spackle through a stenciling, and then I did some purple paint on top of it. and glued it all down as an art page. Now these are new. These are when I first started doing arting. And here's another water, sunset, bird, beach scene that I did. And I was obviously playing around with the brush strokes and doing streaks and things, and I liked that. It's just done with craft paint. And this is an angel, and I was inspired by. Now this was done in March of 2017. It's dated, and this was inspired by My Father's Market. Is the YouTube channel, and the lady that did it, I don't know her name, but she always does a lot of angels, and I think she has visions of angels, and so she draws a lot of angels, and they're beautiful. And this is kind of like a heart, and then her hair is like a heart, and it kind of goes together. So I've got a lot of these throughout my art books because I like the angels. And I've got another one over here that I did that's very similar to her. Here's the wings. The blue kind of faded out after I did the glue. But it's music paper, and I did the heart hair and the heart wings just like her on the music paper. So, and this was done in March 2017 as well. And this is just blue with a heart on it. And it looks like I used Gelatos and Slick Sticks. That's what it reminds me of. But it could be some craft paint in there too, acrylic. This is trash. I did something with pink sticky notes and pink paper. And whatever I did, these were the scraps of the paper. And I decided that that would make a good background page. And there it is. And there it is. A lot of these things would be cute on a junk journal. Yes, these are just all practice things. And this one is just taped in. It was done on a piece of paper, and this was all kinds of scrappy paper and printer paper and different kinds of paper, and it was all green. And I was into the heart and it was done March of 2017. And I cut it out, and I decided to put it in my art book, and it was too big. So I just trimmed off this leaf and this leaf so that it would fit on here. So, that's something that's cute to do too. You can do stuff like this, and it looks like I might have had a little bit of green. I think it's all green paper, shades of green, scrappy papers to make a shamrock. And then on this page, it's just, I did this in March 2017, and it's a collage of anything and everything, just a collage for a background. Okay, Teresa, take care. I'm getting ready to jump off here too in about 10 minutes. So this was just a collage of newspaper, food. There's a piece of dishware with a turkey on it, so it had to be Thanksgiving or fallish. There's a dog. There's some old ephemera pages. There's some sheep. And some punch outs. I've got butterflies, crosses, and flowers. They're just a punch that I have, different sizes. And I've got happiness on these eggs. So that was probably Easter. But it was done in March of 2017, and it was just a collage of scrap paper. This is a sample of some of the fabrics that I got in the mail. They were sample fabrics. And you can go to upholstery places online, and you can request samples. And these were all done in blue, turquoise, beachy blues. So I did a blue page. That's all it is a blue page with blue carpet on, or fabric. This is upholstery fabric. But you can get free samples of this online. And you can also go to invitation companies. Hi, Becky. And get a sample of free. You might get 5 free invitations, sample packet. And I've done that several times. I've gotten wedding invitations and stuff that are real pretty, and then I've used them in my artwork. This was a page in a magazine, and this was my inspiration to paint this. Now, this was back in 17, and I was trying to imitate the colors with what I had. And it wasn't exactly a fail, but it wasn't 100% match either. But I tried. And that's all we got to do in our art is just try. Try to do something. So, and all I did was dab with the paintbrush, dab a paint. And I dabbed it over and over and over. And I had fun doing it. And I realized they weren't the exact shades, but I tried, and it's just part of my art. Joe? Yeah. The wind caught the door. It slammed. The door slammed.
Door slam.
Door slammed. So anyway, here's another page of some leftover fabric. And this was leftover ribbon. It was a burgundy and red ribbon. It was going in the trash. So I cut it up and put them on 2 pages. These were scraps of something that I was doing. So instead of throwing them away, I used them as a background. I love doing background pages for some reason. So you could, this could be like a cute Valentine and do a heart on the front of it or something. This just to show you that you could put anything down on a background. And this is an old saying, bloom where you're planted. And I found this word in the magazine that says charmer. And I put a little bee, and I think that's a sticker. That's a sticker. Be a charmer, bloom where you're planted. And I had some flowers and butterflies. That's an art page. And this is back in the beginning when I first started doing them. And here I did, this is a piece of wallpaper and some scrapbook paper. And I made a coffee cup. And I was going to try to do something with a coffee cup. And that's as far as I got. Here's an interesting page. Can you see it? You know what that is? Those are the tear outs left in the book when you tear a paper out. I have these perforated seams where I can tear my paper out. And then these were the trash parts, right? And look at that. Look at that background. Look at that texture. And that's just done with trash. So it just goes to show you can put anything down for a background for texture. This is a piece of wallpaper. And I bought a whole roll of wallpaper with these fishes on it. It was like for the bathroom. And I got it at a secondhand store for $1. And I bought it just for the fish. I still have a roll of wallpaper left. But I like the fish, and I wanted to try to make a scenery with it, and that's what I did. It looks pretty good. I'll get that wallpaper out and put it in Lisa's mermaid journal, her mermaid book. Okay, I'm getting ideas now. This is a page of napkins, different kind of napkins. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different kind of napkins on this page. And that would be a background page. This is a bulletin from my church. This is done with a paper towel roll, toilet paper roll. Y'all know how to do that? It was done with a toilet paper roll. I was going to try to show you with a piece of toilet paper roll. This is a paper towel roll. And what you do is you take your scissors and you make little strips all the way around, the same size, the same far end. If you need to draw a line, you can draw a line and cut to the line. You know, if you need to do that, you can draw a line and cut up to the line on both sides. There's your line. And you cut up to the line all the way around, big and little strips. On a paper towel roll or toilet paper roll, whatever you have. And you can make your own with a piece of cardstock or a construction paper that's heavy. You can make your own, ring. So then when you get your strips done, you bend them out ever so lightly, not all the way. I just kind of bend them out lightly. Okay? And you dip it in paint. You dip it in paint, and then you make these marks, and they're like flowers. Marking tool, I'm putting it in my Journaling by 5 box. Marking tool. That's how you make these flowers. Here's a cat, and here's a piece of wallpaper that I fussy cut out on the background. And then all it needs is some words. This is just, I have no idea. I made this out of scrap paper, and it says Wondrous Love. This is a technique where you take your paper and you mark on it with crayons in the background. We can do this. I can show you how I do this. And you burnish your crayons down on the background. And then you take a solid color, and it works better with a dark color, like a dark blue, like this one, or a black. And you paint acrylic paint on top of the crayon and let it dry real good. And then you go back with some kind of a marking tool, not a pencil because it would mark, but something pointy like a nail file or a tweezers or a popsicle stick, and you go back on top of the dried paint, and you can make a mark and scrape the paint off, and all of the crayon will shine through what you've marked off. And I scraped off a little bit of paint right there. And you go over it till the paint comes off, and the crayon shines through. They've got these things at the Dollar Tree. It's a scratch art. I don't know what they call it. But you scratch the black off, and underneath is colored paper, like rainbowish, and it makes this design. We used to do this in elementary school. Only we used a black crayon on top. We did color crayons on the bottom, and then we used a black crayon, burnished it on top, and then we went back with probably a popsicle stick or a straw or something and made designs. That was April of 2017. This is just paint, and this is probably a stencil, a reverse from a punch out that I used as a stencil. This was a church bulletin. This is my page of crepe paper. Do you have any crepe paper? It makes good background texture. That'd be good to have in your journaling by 5 box if you're putting anything together, because it's textury. And this was another church bulletin. And here's an Easter page. And I started coloring it, but I never finished. And this was a card that I received for Easter from a friend of mine, and it's got Easter eggs and the jars with the colored water in it to dye your Easter eggs with, and it says just dying to wish you a happy Easter. So I made an art page out of her card so I could remember her by it. So you can do that too with all of your greeting cards and your birthday cards and your holiday cards that you get in the mail. You can do a keepsake. If you can't think of anything to do, it's just a way of making art up. This is a map from one of the tourist maps down here that I get at the beach, and I have one right here. Here it is. They come out every year with the restaurants on them and stuff. And I tore it up and decoupaged it on back in 17. And I've got this in my journaling by 5 box. I might get to use it. Here's another picture of that heart angel that I like to do. And I did it on an old page, like a history book page, and it had a lot of ephemera on it. And I drew the angel on top of it with some white and blue paint. And it's got some spackling and a stencil on it, texture paste. And here's a blue page that I painted. It's all as far as I got. And this was done in yellow. And then this is wallpaper. And I fussy cut it out. And I put it in on the page as a background page. This year I was learning how to do background pages. Can you tell? This was a birthday card that Joe gave me when I was 58 in 2016. And this is another birthday card. It was from my mom. And I glued my birthday cards in my art journal because I can. Here's another one, a wonderful friend. And this is from my neighbor, Lauren, that she lives across the street. And then one of my other girl friends, one of my best friends, she found this coloring page and she colored this for me and wrote me a love note on the back. So I didn't want to throw it away, but I liked it, so I put it in my art journal. So I'll always have it. It's kind of like a scrapbook. And this gives me I can make a copy of this and put it in Lisa's mermaid book. And then here's some little notes from some of my girlfriends. And this is a song. And I like the words, and I just put them in here. And then this is the last page. And this is something I printed off of the internet. And I put, this is how I do my coffee tea stains. And if you ever want to learn how to do that, I would love to show you how to do my coffee and tea stains. As a matter of fact, next week would be perfect to do that because Joe's leaving town. He's going out of town. And I can go into the kitchen, and I've got a real big one of those islands with the countertops. And what I do when I make my tea stain papers is I collect all the different papers in my art room. And I can probably collect 50 different kinds of paper. And then I take them into the kitchen and I lay them on the tables, and I take a couple of bowls and I brew tea, and I've tried to brew coffee, but I never could get the coffee dark enough. And you don't have to use food. You can use inks and paint. Okay, Oh, I'll do that, and I'll do that this week because I think that would be so fun. I'm going to write these down because my brain is about as long, not very long,
Long as what?
for tea stains. Okay, Joe brought me some junk mail. Mailman came. To-do list. We want to do a TP booklet. And the Coptic stitch. And we want to do coffee, tea, stain papers. And I know a lot of girls do this on the internet and stuff, and everybody has their own method of doing it. And I think I have a really easy way to do it, and it's kind of an assembly line. Hi, Pat. I'm just finishing up. I just finished this journal, Pat, so you'll have to go back and watch the video. I did a flip through this video, and it starts back in 2016 to the spring of 2017. And I finished up with this tea stain paper that's tea stained. And Christy wants to know how to do it and wants to learn how to do it. And I know how to do it real easy and simple. And I don't like to use real food in my craft room because I don't want any bugs. So if you do a coffee stain or a tea stain, make sure you don't put any, make sure it's not something that you've already drank and have sugar and creamer in it like this. Because you don't want bugs in your art room. And down in Florida, I have to be careful. So anyway, I've got that to do and a little toilet paper booklet to do this week for you guys. Because Joe's leaving town today. He's going to go see his mama for a week. And I'm going to have lots and lots of time. I could stream all day. According to my live stream broadcast, I can stream up to 8 hours at a time. But I probably won't stream for that long. So I've been on for a good hour and a half or so. And I've got to go. See you later, Christy. And I will do that. I'm going to do that in the next couple of days. And I found some mermaids to put in Lisa's Conley's mermaid book. And I'm going to make her this week too. I'm going to make a mermaid. I'll put that down on my to-do list. So I'm going to do that too. Hi, Marianne. I'm leaving. I'm just getting off, Marianne. I'm sorry. You'll have to go back to the beginning of this video when I upload it. It'll upload here in about 10 minutes. And I went through a flip through this journaling book that I had. And it started in 2016 and it goes up to March and April of 2017. Okay, you too, sweetie. Today's my mommy's birthday. I'm going to go see her and wish her happy birthday. So that's all I'm going to do this morning because I got to get ready and get Joe off to the airport in a little bit. And I got a to-do list of lots of things to do while Joe's gone. You know, Joe's going to be gone, so we're going to play. Okay, thank you, Becky. She's going to be 88. 88. So, but that's all for the day and all for right now. And I got a pretty napkin somewhere. It was in my mermaid book. I might do an artwork, something with that this week too. So thanks for coming in and watching me. I've had about 15 or so of you all morning, and I've enjoyed every one of you, and I enjoyed going through my book with you. So see you later, gators. After a while, crocodile. We got gators down here. Yep, we got gators. They come and go into the local ponds down here. Becky Gator, Aunt Beck Gator. So anyway, have a good day and get to crafting a little bit, and I'll be back on. Oh, you've got them. Okay. Well, when it's warm, yeah, they like warmer weather. They don't like cold weather. They come down here in the cool weather, but we get them. So I will see you guys real soon. Okay, I might come back on tonight if well, Becky. Let's see. This is Wednesday, so we'll see Becky after a while tonight. I'll see Becky tonight. We're gonna play Dirty Dozen, Becky. I'll be raring to go tonight. Bye, Janet. Thanks for helping me out. Oh, you're not going to do it tonight? Okay. Well, I might come on and maybe I'll do a prompt tonight. Are you going to do something else? Are you resting? I know you're working hard. I'm glad you got your land sold. That'll help. Okay. Okay. Are you going to do it online? Or you could do it online so we can watch. I showed off my toilet paper book earlier in my show, Becky. I finished mine. I don't guess I'm going to do anything else to it. It looks pretty good to me. And I did a real cute Coptic stitch. Learned how to do that from Miss Jenkins, Marie Jenkins' channel. And so I finished my book. I showed it earlier in the book live. Okay. Well, then I'll see you tonight on your channel. Okay. All right, Janet, get back to work. Bye, Cheryl. I do too. I love this blue. I'm into this beachy blue. Okay, I'm signing off. Bye-bye.
I need you to